So I am guessing. I'm going to give you my take on Stetson Bennett, the Stetson Bennett phenomena, and then of course I want to hear from you because I'm guessing that this has been one of the great conversation pieces for you and your channel for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So for me, Stetson Bennett, it would be tremendous to be able to run the experiment of taking his 3-star label off of him, and when JT Daniels was around, taking his 5-star label off of him, because I truly believe that most college football fans cannot just watch the games and watch the performances and make an evaluation. They just have it in their head. JT Daniels, 5-star. Stetson Bennett, 3-star. Okay, so this is what I'm watching. I'm watching a 5-star. Now I'm watching a 3-star. Therefore, we got to play the 5-star. And for a period of time, I was in that camp as well. But with Stetson Bennett, once he got some significant playing time, and I think about that Alabama game in 2020, really good game until about 10 minutes left. And he had some crucial mistakes in that game. But I thought that game and the Florida game that year, I'm watching those and I'm thinking, this guy's really good, but he makes about 2 or 3 boneheaded decisions where he thinks he's John Elway or Brett Favre, and he can throw it across his body and try to hit somebody on the other side of the field, and he does something stupid. And then he seemed to clean that up for the most part, although he made that kind of mistake against Alabama in the SEC championship game last year and made a couple near the goal line like that in the red zone where he threw that one pick. But in watching him, and especially when he's down and he's got the burden of the world on his shoulders, 4 or 5 minutes left to go against Bama, there's that controversial play where did he fumble it or did he throw it? I thought he fumbled it. Thought he was clearly hit before he released the football or brought the arm forward, much like Bryce Young in the first quarter. It seemed like the same play to me, but they called it Alabama's way. Then they called it Alabama's way. And I thought, man, this poor guy. And I got no rooting interest in the situation, but I'm thinking, this poor guy, I'm kind of rooting for him. And I thought a lot of him coming out that next drive, and they put it on his shoulders. Play action pass, boom. He's hitting some deep throws, and he leads him to the go-ahead touchdown. They win the national championship. And I think this dude, he had a lot going against him, and he gets this bad call against him. Looks like they're going to lose the national championship. He brings him all the way back, and he's already got a bit of swag about him. Like, I can do this. You almost have to come from where he's been to achieve what he has. And I thought, now that he's done this, only his physical limitations are the limitation. Other than that,
but that's a big limitation, Mark.
He can do anything.
Those are big physical limitations are pretty big.
Of course they are.
The 2 drives at the end of the national championship game were amazing, and that's probably what he'll be remembered for in 20 years. Are those 2 drives? He played like shit for 3.5 quarters. It was horrible. I mean, it was terrible. There are no words to describe how bad it was. We had a generational defense that kept us in the game to the point where all we needed was 2 drives at the end of the game instead of an entire game's worth of drives. Thank God, because he played terrible. He's played terrible against Florida 3 years in a row. He's done a lot of good things. And when he plays well, I'm the first one to come on here and say we played great against LSU, played great against Oregon. Went to sleep for 6 weeks in the middle of, he also went 6 games without throwing a touchdown pass this year in a row. So it's what it is it's the politicization of sports now. Not that it's a political topic, but people treat it that way. They make up their mind. I'm the same way. You're not convincing them. There's people that think Stetson Bennett is Joe Montana, and there's people that think he can't complete a pass. I'm talking Georgia fans.
Mm-hmm.
Other fans can have objective opinions like you, a third party, independent observation. With Georgia fans, forget it. They either want to name their kid Stetson Bennett or they can't wait till the guy's gone. There's no in between. And people have picked their corners, and that's what it is. But as an independent observer, what's the least talented position on Georgia's offense, do you think?
Oh, it's the quarterback position.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
And should you always be looking to upgrade?
You
If
should.
Ohio State could get a wide receiver better than Marvin Harrison, would they get him?
I believe they would. Yeah.
Yep. He's the quarterback has been the least talented player on Georgia's team every game we have played under Kirby Smart, with the exception of the games JT Daniels started. I hear you on JT Daniels. The guy's undefeated. Never lost a game. Averaged 300 a game at UGA. Never lost. Averaged 300 a game. He's the only Georgia quarterback in history with a 100 winning percentage. Never lost.
It would have been great to have seen him under fire against the best teams, though, while at Georgia. Would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah.